everyone, and welcome to Secrets from Beyond. We are making television history right here at the studios of WBBZ TV in the Eastern Hills Mall with the premiere telecast of this great brand new show. My name's John DeSciullo, and we have a great show for you. We're going to experience the paranormal. We're going to entertain you, we're going to enlighten you, and we're going to share with you the power of your own mind. So whatever you're doing for the next hour, you need to stop. You need to join us. We have a studio audience here that's going to participate. Perhaps they're friends, they're neighbors, they might even be relatives. We're going to find out about things that you never thought you'd hear before from our special guests. We have psychic medium Karyn Reece and master hypnotist Robert Saviola joining us on the set. Welcome them, please. Robert, I want to start with you because one of the things we've talked about is the power of the mind. Explain that. It's like an untapped resource.
Many people don't understand what actually takes place inside your own subconscious mind, but your whole life is controlled and construed there. Now, you have powers that you may not even realize that you have, but you have them, and you can unlock all kinds of different secrets to make your life as great as possible. It goes way beyond losing weight or quitting smoking or reducing stress, way beyond getting rid of phobias or fixing relationships. We're talking about reaching potentials that you never even thought you had, but you do.
That is incredible. And Karyn, we're going to answer some questions tonight. You know, questions like, is my house haunted? Is my business haunted? Are spirits trying to connect with me? People have those questions, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. You'd be amazed at the number of people that come to me seeking answers about the other side, wanting to know whether or not their house is haunted, what are the signs of a haunting, so on and so forth. So we'll be coming up with some very great information that you can take home with you.
It's incredible, the work that psychic Karyn Reece does. And if you're not familiar with Karyn, take a look at this piece because you'll really want to find out all about her.
Karyn Reece is a world-class psychic medium, a Western New Yorker with a worldwide following. You may recognize Karyn from her many appearances on The Learning Channel, Lifetime, The Discovery Channel, A&E, and many local and nationally syndicated shows. Karyn has been featured in national publications and is in the top 1% of psychic mediums nationwide. She has the unique ability to communicate with departed loved ones, a gift that she discovered she had at a very young age.
When I first discovered my psychic abilities, I would say I was about 2 years of age. This woman by the name of Margaret, who was a spirit person, used to visit me and would show me past lives, tell me about things coming up. And I started to get a feel that that was something different, but truthfully, my complete awareness was at the age of 7 when I predicted my father's death, in which case he passed 3 weeks later when I became fully aware of the fact that I was psychic and that not many people know about predictions or seeing dead people. Oftentimes, the experience that my clients receive when we're doing a reading, when they're realizing that they're with their loved ones, they start to experience the emotions, whether it's happiness, joy, sadness, a sense of closure with them. They actually feel that they're in the room, speaking, talking, and connecting with whichever loved one has crossed over. The other thing that I often experience and my clients experience is a sense of closure, knowing that their loved ones know that they are still loved and missed, that the person in front of me feels comforted by knowing that their loved ones are aware that the loved one is aware of their love for them.
Karyn, it truly is an incredible gift. And talk with us about some of these other psychics who you've met, like James Van Praagh and people like that we might be familiar with.
Well, I've met with a lot of different psychics. I've done readings for many of the psychics. You'd be surprised. Yes, psychics read other psychics, I guess because we get a little tired after a while. But I've read for people like Sylvia Browne's niece and some other quite well-known psychics. And it's interesting. A lot of times we read each other's minds as psychics. I've got clients all throughout the world and psychics throughout the world that I often help guide them with their own situations.
It's just a very unique gift that you have. And we talked with Robert about the power of the mind. And at Robert's business at Buffalo Hypnosis, he has helped thousands of people over the years. Take a look.
Well, at Buffalo Hypnosis, we have a team of hypnotists that are here to help people with various goals, such as quitting smoking, reducing stress. Maybe they want to lose some weight, might have a fear of driving over bridges or public speaking, even relationship issues. People come here on a daily basis to get help with some aspect of their life to improve it in some way or form. I've been a hypnotist now for about 30 years and decided to make a career of it about a decade ago. and then went and became professional in it. Now Buffalo Hypnosis is touted as one of the premier hypnosis places in the United States of America. At 14 years old, 40 and 50-year-olds were coming to me to help me quit smoking or lose weight or fix some sort of issue in their life. If you're a smoker, you have a self-image of being a smoker. What we would want to do is we want to change that self-image to you being a non-smoker. We become them, find a way out of what they're suffering from, get them into a place where they're going to be happy, map that, and then hypnotize them to experience it. We're here for a reason, and that reason is to help people.
And if that isn't enough, Karyn and Robert went on a ghost hunt in downtown Buffalo. Tell us about where you went and what you think you found.
Well, we went to a historic landmark downtown Buffalo, and it was quite amazing. I personally didn't think we were going to see as much as we saw there. I don't want to spoil what happened, but I will say that, Karyn, I thought you were wrong for the first time. I really did.
You should know by now.
It didn't turn out that way, but it was something that I thought was just totally unfathomable because I thought you had the wrong geography, to be honest with you. And it turned out you were right all along.
Well, sometimes my sense of direction, but I'll tell you, it's so funny because it's the last thing that I would have expected, too, even as a psychic, what we ended up finding. So we'll save the rest for last.
We will save the rest. That's coming up later on Secrets from Beyond. But coming up next, we're going to have questions from our audience to talk to Robert and Karyn Reece as Secrets from Beyond continues. Welcome back to Secrets from Beyond. I'm John DeShula. We have a full house here in the studio at WBBZ TV in the Eastern Hills Mall. Now, the questions that are written down on these index cards are coming from this audience that we have never met before. We randomly selected them, and we brought them down to talk to Karyn and talk to Robert. So I'm going to ask them their name and where they're from, and then, of course, their question, and Karyn and Robert will answer. What is your name? Where are you from?
My name's Jamie, and I'm from Clarence.
What's your question, Jamie?
My question is, I have a girlfriend who has a 4-year-old son who talks to people who have passed, and I was wondering what advice you might have for her.
Well, you never want to discourage that because I'll tell you, it just makes it very difficult as you're growing older. What you may want to do is suggest to this child or to the child's parent to encourage it and also maybe give boundaries when and where you want to, relay that information. Also, keeping a journal right now on behalf of your child is something that will be very beneficial in the future because as your child develops more and starts to expand their awareness more, you can say, hey, there's a hit, there's a hit, there's a hit. It's just not all in your mind. It's a great question.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jamie. We're going to bring in our next member of the studio audience. Hi, what is your name and where are you from?
Valerie from Williamsville.
Valerie, what's your question?
I just wanted to know if dimes were sent from heaven.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Dimes were sent from heaven.
Dimes? Oh, yeah.
Dimes from heaven.
Pennies from, pennies from heaven. I'd like to see $100 bills personally, but yeah, those are always indications that your spirits are around you, loved ones. Typically, they'll try to point things out as well as lights that flicker on and off. So that's definitely something you may want to be aware of. And by the way, when you see that dime or that light flickering, the person that comes to mind first and foremost, that's the person that's trying to connect with you. You just put it in your mind thoughts.
And I want to elaborate on that too. As a child, there were times that I was totally broke, like most children are, and I would wish for money and reach into my pocket and pull it out, and it would be there when I knew it wasn't there before. So I do think that coins and money does come from heaven.
I'll check your pockets later.
Typical woman.
All right, we have another member of our beautiful studio audience here. What's your name and where are you from? What's your question?
I'm Lisa from Depew, and I was just wondering, is there any way to tell if someone that has passed is with you? Is there signs or anything?
That's a great question. Many people want to know the signs. There's a couple of different signs to know, one of which, if you suddenly think of a person in your mind thought, chances are they're talking to you telepathically. The other way, if you sense a sudden shift of temperature, cold air usually is a very strong sign that somebody's with you. You may just have it on one spot of your body. That's an indication they're putting their hand on your shoulder. Also, just to let you know, too, Lisa, you got a grandfather that seems to be around you quite a bit and is talking about some job changes, but that's a whole other thing.
Okay, Thank you.
Another thing when it comes to sensing spirits, personally for me, is I smell them. So somebody had a certain scent or something they had when they were alive. When they come to me deceased, I smell that scent. Also, you'll know if you're around a spirit too sometimes if you get a feeling like you're walking through cobwebs. Anybody ever had that feeling like you went through a doorway or something and you felt like you walked through cobwebs? That's you passing through a spirit.
All right, we have another question. What is your name and where are you from?
My name is Carol, and I'm from Buffalo. Hi, Karen and Bob. My question is, do you randomly see spirits around people, or is it just when you're sitting down and doing a live reading?
Actually, I see spirits all the time. I could be in a shopping center, I could get into my car, whatever, go pump gas, and I'm seeing spirits all the time. I've been doing this since I was a kid. In fact, I remember going grocery shopping with my mom, and I would look at different people and see spirit people following them. Of course, when I'm reading people, I'll obviously tune in. Otherwise, I just block it out as a bleed through. So yes, they do bother you.
And they bother Karyn all the time. They're not on any time schedule at all. She'll be driving in the shower. Doesn't matter where she is. Some voice is coming to her with a message about somebody she's probably going to see, meet, or a certain situation that's coming up soon.
And that's been happening today, by the way. There's 2 spirits that have been bothering me like you can't even imagine. Too bad they won't go home to do the bloody dishes, but that's a whole nother thing.
All right, well, Karyn and Robert, we have a full studio audience that you've heard from some of the questions that they've presented to us. And now we're going to get into some paranormal readings when Secrets from Beyond continues.
Yay!
Welcome back, everybody, to Secrets from Beyond here on WBBZ TV. Now, during the break, Karyn went over to the studio audience and hand-selected some individuals that she felt was making a connection with. Karyn, why don't you explain what it is you did?
Well, what it is that I did, I was being pulled by different energies, meaning spirit people were pulling me towards a certain person or a group of people. So when I start to do my readings, I'm maybe a little off in the name. I might say the name Lee instead of Lisa, Shell instead of Cal, that sort of thing. So just be a little bit open-minded about that. I may say a father when it's a father-in-law. But it's interesting, when I was standing here, I was really pulled strongly by 2 spirits, and one of which I saw earlier today, which again happens many times when people know that I'm going to be making a connection. So they'll come ahead of time because they get excited like we do. Anyway, so I
All right, we'll start with this gentleman right here. First of all, what is your name?
Sebastian Black.
All right, Karyn, what do you see here with Sebastian?
You know, I kept getting a father connection with you. He kept walking around here earlier when I was looking at you, and I kept hearing him say something about a new business adventure. He's also given me an indication of connection to a November-December connection, which is usually a birthday, a passing, or an anniversary. I don't know if it makes any sense to you. November, December.
Yes, we just moved to Buffalo from New York City about 5 weeks ago.
Okay.
And we're looking to open a business here in Buffalo, doing some very interesting things.
Oh, you have no idea, Sebastian.
Now, I notice you're wearing a pendulum.
Yes.
So that leads me to believe.
Oh, I didn't even
That's
notice
my
that.
crystal energy.
That's right.
Yes, your father wishes you well on that, but who's got the November-December connection, though? It's usually a birthday, a passing, or an anniversary. Is this connected to you or your father? Or it's usually like mother, father, sister, brother, or child. I get a mail with it. Keep that in mind. You'll probably think about it.
Sure.
And did you get a new vehicle yet?
I'm sorry?
Did you get a new vehicle yet?
I bought a motorcycle this week.
Oh, yeah. I know your dad's standing behind you, and he says, nice. So,
Yes. That's because now we're in Buffalo. We have a garage.
Oh, lucky you. Hopefully the snow won't impede you from
It's
driving it.
wonderful.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, but good things are coming your way, definitely.
That's good to hear. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Sebastian, wear a helmet, not a beret, okay, when you ride the motorcycle. Come on in. Hi, what is your name?
Joanne.
Joanne?
Williamsville.
Thanks for coming, Joanne. Karyn, what do you see?
It's interesting. I keep getting health around it. You don't work in healthcare around it, or have you worked around it before?
I did years ago.
Okay, yeah, you've done it in many lifetimes. I get a mother connection coming up behind you, just so you know, or mother-in-law. So she said something along that line. I'm also hearing the name Mary and a Barbara connection. Are you close to a Barbara yet, or have you been real close
I'm
to
close
Barbara?
to Barbara.
Yeah, you've known Barbara many lifetimes. Both of you worked in a healthcare, past
Yes.
life. Yep. And you've done that in many other lifetimes as well. I also see an expansion of your own psychic abilities, and I do see some fun travel ahead. Your father is talking about a delayed vacation into the future in the next year or two. You need to take the vacation.
Yeah, we do.
Yes, you do. And Daddy's going to help you. Too bad he can't write the check. It's a little hard from the other side.
And who's the Barbara connection?
Barbara's a good girlfriend of mine, best friend.
Where's the Mary or Marie? Is that connected to a mother or grandmother? Mother-in-law, Mary, Marie?
I have an Aunt Marie.
Are you close to your Aunt Marie? No, I'm
not
getting it
really.
more with a grandparent, like a grandmother, great-grandmother. You need to explore that. It's like a MAR. Just think MAR. It could be a last name like Marchino. MAR is what I keep seeing. So, But you've got a lot of really good energy around you. Take the vacation, your father
Okay.
said.
All right, thank you.
Where are we going to go on vacation?
Probably on a cruise.
Beautiful,
I
a
saw,
cruise.
I saw Caribbean, yeah.
Thank you very much. Step right over here. Come on up. Now, Karyn, when you came into
Separate.
the audience, you were talking about these folks who had sat together, but we're going to talk with them individually. What is your name and where are you from?
Hi, Patty, Grand Island.
You
What do you
know,
see?
I've got to tell you, I said something on set yesterday, and I said to Bob earlier, I said it's going to be somebody in the left part of the audience will be sitting there that has a connection. I don't know if I'm with you. I do feel I'm connected into this realm, and I'm also somehow, I believe I'm connected with you, but we'll get there in just a minute. I've got two people coming in, two young people. Young people always catch my attention. One is a younger female, and I'd mentioned yesterday that there's a younger female that was killed. Do you have a connection with that or an indirect connection?
I do.
Yes.
An indirect connection, not with
Directly,
me personally,
right, but through a friend of a friend.
mine.
Yes, because she's
Yes.
been bugging us. I don't know if John remembers, but yesterday during set we were doing some work around here, and I'd mentioned to you earlier that there would be a female. But it's been driving me crazy all day, this young female, and
It's
since
a
yesterday.
small female that,
Yes.
was killed.
Yes, and I do see that the murderer will eventually meet their karma, so to speak. And the reason why this person has been coming around me, they've been anxious for their family to know that they're doing well. So pass that on if you can.
Yes, I will. Thank you.
She's been driving me crazy, honestly, since yesterday when we were on set. I don't know if I mentioned it to you loud, but I remember a few of the
Strange.
other stage people were here, and I mentioned it. It's been driving me crazy.
Karen's
so.
been talking about this for the last 24 hours, that there's going to be a murder connection here tonight.
With a young girl.
With a young girl. And even on stage before we started, she said it's here, and we're going to get to it.
Connected to the left side, yeah.
Yeah.
So we definitely have that as something to think of.
How does that make you feel? That's just so profound and scary.
It is, but it is comforting as well. It will be comforting to the family that I speak to. So, thank you.
How's the young girl on the other side?
She's doing fantastic, and you may want to relate to the family that she's in heaven and she's having a great time. You know, on the other side, you have a house, you have things to do, places to go. You'll end up spending time with loved ones. Maybe it's a great grandparent and other children. She'll progress to the other side accordingly, but she's doing quite well, and she's been driving me crazy, as we know from set it on set.
Wow. Well, thank you very much. Step right over here, and we'll bring in another member of our audience. Hi, what is your name and where are you from?
Nancy from Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. Well, welcome to Western New York. Nancy,
other one.
Karen's going to speak to you.
Hi, Karen.
Okay, you know, it's so funny. I said this to my partner over here in crime. I had mentioned that there was going to be a connection with a mother-son connection. You have a male in the spirit world, a son, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, he's standing right behind you. He's been waiting to talk to you. When you were over here, I said, I need to go to you last. He said to say, I love you very much. Who's got the April or May birthday or passing or anniversary in your family, Nance?
I'm sorry.
Who's got the April or May birthday, passing or anniversary in your family?
April or May.
It's usually birthday, passing, or an anniversary. His son says yes. He's also saying G-R-E, Greg.
Greg.
Okay. He's standing behind you. He says, I love you very much, Mom. He doesn't want you to feel bad. He says, all is well. You've been together in many lifetimes. There shouldn't be any more questions. It was this time despite circumstances. Are you having issues with your stomach lately? Little upset tummy aches or things along that line? Because he's saying something about that. That might be coming up as a little bugaboo, just as an FYI.
Okay.
He's been visiting you in your dreams, though you probably don't remember all of your dreams. What you need to do when you go to bed at night, say, well, remember my dreams to yourself. Okay. He's talking about a pool, too. Did you want to put a pool in your house, or did you have a pool?
A pool? No, we're talking about a jacuzzi maybe in the
Jacuzzi. I was going to say a jacuzzi or pool.
There
Yes,
you
he
go.
says, tell my mother to get it. Tell my mother to get it. I couldn't hear him, so he's drawing me a picture. He's standing right behind you. He loves to put his hand on your shoulder, and he gives you a kiss all the time, and he doesn't want you to feel bad. He's talking about the name Michelle, Kel. Was that a friend of his that you know of? Michelle, Kel, Kelly, Shelley. Keep that in mind. It's somebody that you'll come to think of. And he said to say that there's nothing for you to worry about. You'll connect down the road, and he loves to give you blinking, twinkling lights. So have you been noticing twinkling lights around you?
Yeah. TVs flicker on and off.
Anything electrical, yep. And do you still have a recording with his voice on it?
Yes.
Yes, because he says, when you listen to that, Mom, know that I'm hugging you, and that I want you to know I love you very deeply, and you're the best mom ever, and if you can pass on to the rest of your family, definitely get the jacuzzi, because he's hanging out with your father, and they both are having a good time about this whole jacuzzi thing. And are you thinking about going with orange paint or painting like a skin tone in your house of sorts? Well, you'll be looking at an orangey tone, probably for the kitchen. That's what he's talking about. It's a good color, by the way.
Okay.
Something with the necklace, too. Do you wear the necklace that connects with him?
I bought all my family members got hearts, lockets with his picture in them for Christmas.
He says it's a great picture, by the way. It makes me look great. He says, I love you
It's
so
orange
much.
around the picture.
That's the orange connection. He said something orange painting. I couldn't quite get what that's what he's saying, the orange thing. Loves the orange around the painting. I couldn't quite hear him. Loves the picture. Do you have his picture up on the mantle in the fireplace or above the mantle?
No.
You will, and it'll be a nice picture because he says, tell Mom to put it up there. Something about the spelling of his name. Was there a change of the spelling, or maybe his name was shortened in the paper, in the announcement?
They spelled it wrong in his
I knew it. You know what? He's upset about that. He says, tell my mother they were not hooked on phonics. They didn't get it right. So needless to say.
We had them corrected, but it was wrong in the beginning.
Well, he wasn't too happy. He was overlooking the staff. He seems to think they better get a dictionary. I'm thinking, the word spelled. But anyways, he is standing behind you, says to tell you I love you very much. And he says, really, Mom, don't worry about it. He says, I'll continue to visit you in your dreams. Good things are coming your way. Enjoy your life because you're here to make other people aware of the importance of life through his connection here on earth. And he says, I love you so much.
Oh, great. Thank you so much.
He's been bugging me, I got to tell you, for the last 24 hours. Both these connections, driving me crazy.
Well, that was profound. That was profound. Well, thank you for joining us.
Very comforting.
Good to know.
Yes, thank you.
More stories like this from Karyn, Reece, and Robert Saviola, and our beautiful studio audience. And Secrets from Beyond continues.
From the WBBZ studios, Secrets from Beyond continues with Master Hypnotist Robert Saviola and world-class psychic medium Karyn Reece.
Didn't I tell you to stick around for the whole hour? Amazing what we're seeing and hearing here in the studio here tonight at WBBZ, and it's continuing on. What is your name and where are you from?
Maureen from Wheatfield.
Karyn, what do you see with Maureen?
Well, I'm getting a couple of different things coming in. I got some people coming in behind you. I've got a dad coming in. Something about doing something with carpentry or wood or something along that line. Does that make any sense to you, Mo?
He was a painter. He
Yeah.
did signs and painted.
And I also felt carpentry-related activities. He's around you quite a bit. Who's got the October, September birthday, passing or anniversary, or who has it? You're not the October connection, are you?
That's alive?
Alive or dead, but they're really close.
My anniversary is the 27th
of
September.
That's why I felt you're not, because he says close to my daughter, so that's what he's saying, happy anniversary. He says to tell you, I love you very much. He says to tell you, you worry too much. Do you worry too much, Maureen?
Yep.
Oh, stop worrying. Your life is long. You're going nowhere. God doesn't want you. The devil doesn't want you. You're
And
still
he's there,
here.
he's
yeah.
happy.
You're still here paying taxes with us, too. Are you close to a Sam or a Sandy, Sam?
Samantha, my godchild.
I was going to say, felt like a child connection. Yes, you've had Sam in many lifetimes because your dad just told me that apparently he's looking at your book of life, which is something that we all have, by the way. When you cross over, you look at all your lifetimes. And you've had a profound effect on Sam's life. And also your dad said to tell you you've got a good winning streak coming up ahead of you as you get into your golden years.
I had what?
A good winning streak.
Some money.
Money.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
The name Connie or Bonnie keeps coming up around you as well. So keep the name Connie or Bonnie because I feel a close connection with a Connie or a Bonnie. Have you been close to a Connie or Bonnie yet?
Connie or a Bonnie?
Connie or Bonnie. Keep that in your future because I
My
feel...
Aunt Connie, his sister.
Oh, that's who he's talking about. I
yeah.
almost said sister, but he said no. You haven't
She's
seen... She's coming in then. That's why he says close. He kept saying
Okay.
close to a Connie. I didn't quite understand him. That's that's a woman standing next to your dad. Aunt Connie says to tell you I visit you quite a bit. She says to say I'm keeping your father out of trouble on the other side.
Oh, yep.
Yes.
She would be.
She would, yes.
She definitely would be.
And she said to keep an eye on a hip area, like a lower hip and hip issue with you. So you can't dance on the tabletops anymore. Is your hip bothering you?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I'm feeling
Yes.
it. I feel things too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a little yoga might help. Mm-hmm. So, or jazz band dancing,
I'm
as
going
your
to see a
dad just
doctor
said.
for it, so I've been having problems with my
Hip, yeah. Your dad said, yeah, he'll give you some help, but you need to settle down because regardless of what the doctor says, you're going to keep doing what you want to do. So you need to just take a little time. Go to the casino. Sit down and play.
Okay, maybe that's my winning streak.
And Connie likes it. She'll help you. Yes.
There you go. You can't beat that.
Yes. All righty.
Beautiful. Maureen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Keep us posted on the winnings, all right?
I will.
Right over here. Come on over. Another member of our studio audience that Karyn pre-selected. What is your name and where are you from?
Danielle from Grand Island.
What do you see with Danielle, Karyn?
I see a career change coming up around you, by the way. And also, did you lose a male friend? There's a male friend standing behind you. You lost a male friend. Were you hoping to connect with this male friend?
Oh, did I what?
There's a male friend standing behind you. Were you hoping to connect with this person?
Yes.
Yes, because he kept saying, go to this, go to her, go to her. He says to tell you, I love you. Who's the M connection? Like M is in Matt?
Matt, his brother.
Okay, yeah, because he
Yeah.
said close and I couldn't. He says to me, and I asked this gentleman, he's standing right behind you, if his name was Matt, because he says, tell her Matt, tell her Matt. So when you see Matt and the rest of the family, if you can let them know that your friend is doing well, he still has a crush on you. He wanted me to tell you. Why not? You know, you never change. You know, a man's a man, a boy's a boy, a girl's a girl, right?
That's funny. I'm dating one of his best friends.
Oh, that's even better.
Were you
The
dating
plot
him?
thickens.
What?
Were you dating him before?
No. I don't.
Well, apparently he's well aware of that, and he showed me the letter J. Is there a J connection to the young man that you're dating? First or
His last name is
That's why I
Jones,
said
yeah.
last name knows how you started. Beat you to the punchline because he told me that. Yep. Be sure to give your boyfriend / friend of your other friend behind you a big hello from him.
I will.
And I definitely see some. I see a marriage too coming up around you. That'll be a good marriage. One good marriage in this life. I like that. So. I see a lot of really positive things, and be sure to give Matt and the rest of them a big hug and a kiss. He's been driving me crazy, just so you know.
He was so close with them, so.
He says to tell you I love you. You're still close at heart. I'll visit you in your dreams, and he will.
Thank you.
You're welcome, darling.
All right, thank you very much. Sit right over here. Another member of our audience. What is your name and where are you from?
I'm Diana. I'm from Niagara Falls.
Well, hello, darling. That's a whole nother story. I saw some travel coming up around you. Were you thinking about New York City? New York City keeps coming up around you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm seeing a lot of handbags and shoe shopping and, you know, having a good time. The only thing I'm going to tell you got to watch that you don't have somebody pickpocket you. Make sure you wear a strap over. Otherwise, they do, you know, like a pursey thingy dingy. Otherwise, somebody's going to try to steal from your purse if it's on the side or the bag is open. Are you close to a William, first or last name, a Will or a Bill? Williamson. I'm getting a last name. Keep that in your future. I get a close connection with that name.
Okay.
I'm also feeling it into your workhouse, too, so that's something that will come up down the road. Also, who's got a January or February birthday connected to you? Is it your mom? Who's got the January,
dad.
February? Okay, I knew it was one of your
And
parents.
mine.
And you too?
Yeah.
Okay, because I got your grandparents standing behind. I heard something daughter. It would be granddaughter. So happy birthday and happy birthday to Dad.
Thank you.
Good things. Good energy, too.
Thank you.
You're
All right,
welcome.
thank you very much. Karyn, we and Robert, just a few more minutes in this segment. We'll meet this gentleman. What is your name? Where are you from?
Jeff from Lancaster.
All right.
I'm sorry, say your name again?
Jeff.
Oh, I've been hearing the name Jeff all day. That's why I asked, as soon as you said that. You're trouble, just joking.
She's not kidding.
I should work for the Inquiry Mind. I could tell lots of secrets. Anyways, I see some changes with your workhouse coming up too. Were you thinking about quitting a job or making a change with work?
I'm hoping not to.
Okay, well, you'll be looking at some changes coming up on the path. Is there a Pam or a Pat connection to you? A Pam or a Pat? It's a female, so keep the name Pam or Pat because I keep seeing that name up around you. And in your future, there's something that you're going to be doing, something you'll be helping a child that has some disabilities. Are you doing anything with a child right now that has some challenges?
I'm a teacher, so pretty much every day.
I saw kids all around you. You might be switching rooms or something or making a change to another school or another building because I kept feeling like a movement of a location. Are you working with kids that have challenges yet?
No serious challenges this year.
Okay, there's challenges. That's a change that I'm seeing in your future.
Okay.
You're very effective with it because I keep seeing with kids with some challenges. You've done this in many lifetimes before. The name Don or Donna keeps coming up around you.
My grandpa.
I was just going to say, standing behind you. Yep. He's told me to tell you were trouble, and he giggled, by the way, in a jokingly way. And he said to tell you you're very gifted and that he loves you and he's very proud of you. And were you thinking about getting a really sporty car?
I wish I was, but
maybe
not right now.
Kissed
His
on
grandfather is.
Yeah, right. He's talking about a nice sporty car of sorts, so.
He always comes through with the car.
Oh, is that right?
Oh yeah, every time he always comes through something about a car.
There you go.
Well, Don wanted me to tell you, he said to say, I've got a red sports car here on this plane, so at some point you'll have a chance to look at Grandpa's car. All righty.
All right.
All right, Jeff, thank you very much. Karen, very brief time just to meet the last member of our audience for this segment. What is your name and where are you from?
My name's Andrea, and I'm from Amherst.
All right, go ahead.
I got to tell you, Andrea, I only tell people that they're psychic when I really feel they have a strong potential, but I keep seeing that with you. And have you been wondering if your house is haunted?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, because one of your ghosts came with you tonight and sat down and kept pointing to you, and they said, I'm in her house. So, just as you may want to know that, you have two ghosts, a male and a female. No, they're not married, but they like to visit you. What you may want to do is put a recorder around, or when you go to sleep at night, just say, who's here, as you fall asleep, because in your sleep state, you'll go out of body to the other side, and you'll pick them up.
All right, thank you.
Amazing. Well, you want to stick around because in the very next segment, we're going to go downtown to Club Marchella in Buffalo and find out if there's a ghost right there. You want to hang with us?
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right, let's do that when Secrets from Beyond continues here on WBBZ TV. We're making broadcast history here at the studio WBBZ TV. If you've never watched this television station, this is what we're all about, connecting with you in the Western New York community. This great audience that's here in our studio. We're at the Eastern Hills Mall. We're right next to Macy's. Stay tuned because we're going to make an announcement of when the next Secrets from Beyond taping is going to be, and you can participate with it right here. The only locally owned television station in Western New York where you can do what we're doing. Doesn't happen anywhere else. Now, earlier in the show, we talked about a ghost hunt, and we talked about where Karyn and Robert went downtown. And folks, it's a prominent downtown destination at Theater Place, Club Marchella. Tell us a little bit about why you went there and what you saw.
Well, you decided to go to Club Marchella, was it? Or somebody told you about it?
Actually, my business partner suggested that we go there. I knew nothing about the building other than it's a really nice dance club. And I had some preconceived notions. You hear about the Underground Railroad. It's a Buffalo thing. However...
I really... everybody talks about the Underground Railroad. And they're constantly saying it's here, it's here, it's there. But we found out one of the spots that it really is in. Let's take a look. This is Robert Saviola here with world-renowned psychic medium Karyn Reece in downtown's fabulous Club Marchella. I'm also speaking here with Joe Mazurek. He is the club manager, been the club manager for about, 15 years?
I worked for Joe Marchella for 15 years. I've only been managing in about 3 years.
Well, we're here to do a walkthrough today, Joe, to see if your place is haunted. And before we even go downstairs, Karyn, we just walked in. Are you picking up on anything?
Oh, without a doubt. In fact, when I first walked in the door, I actually saw a very colorful character, which I'll tell you about a little bit later, sort of signal for me to follow this person. So there's a lot of activity and a lot of fun coming.
We're about to enter one of the more creepier parts of the underground labyrinth under Club Marchella. Joe, what are we going to be looking at in a moment?
It was originally a parking ramp that was blocked off.
Nobody will venture down into this area to say it's extremely low.
Female's voice saying, help me, and I can hear it coming out from the stores.
Let's go see what we find.
And there's a man. Can you see him, Bob? Bob? I know you can probably see him straight down there, just standing there.
I sense something.
Yeah, I could see a man just standing right there, sort of waving.
Oh my.
Let's take a look.
You know, I can sense him cold.
This is going to sound really strange. Do you know if there's ever any type of water connection to this? Were there ever any like pools or tubs or waterfalls or something? You've got more than just a few people in this underground
This is
area.
infested.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting people that I can see.
Well, that's why we got the lock on the door there.
Keep them out, exactly.
Well, I think they are happy to keep us out.
Wow, did you just see that over that way? Did you
Mhm.
just see there's a little boy over there?
I saw movement out of the corner of my eye.
Yeah, did you just see that? Right
Mhm.
over there.
I feel like we're encircled.
Oh, we
They're all
definitely
around
are.
us.
There's a lot, because you can see different people and some
Mhm.
shadow bodies
And even
around you.
behind us. I can see why you picked up, Joe, that you don't like to be down here.
Well, that's cold.
Well, no, because you said you felt it was creepy down
Yeah,
here.
very.
Oh, let's take a look over here. Oh, that's water on the floor, right? Yeah. I thought that was a drop-off.
I did not notice this before. No.
Well, we found the pool of water Karyn was talking about.
Yeah, you know, it's so funny because I kept sensing it was a bigger pool of water, bigger mass. It just wasn't like trickled down. So it makes perfect sense. And part of the reason why, by the way, that I picked it up is because I saw that female say, water, there's water. She was obviously trying to get our attention.
You know, I wouldn't touch that water in case there's a live wire or something there. Maybe she's warning us for some reason. Or
Oh, I never even thought of that. Live, yeah, that would make perfect sense.
Yeah.
Sure. Because you couldn't see that until we
Wouldn't
came
know.
down. Yeah, like a big pool of water. Interesting.
Imagine coming here to do a shot and get electrocuted.
Be a hair-raising event.
Karyn, this is an interesting room. Are you getting anything here?
Well, you know, it's funny. As a matter of fact, I am. I just saw, as we were walking in, Al Capone of all people, and I just saw him walking this way.
So let's see what's on the other side of the door.
Yeah, it totally makes sense because up until this point, I never knew that there was an Al
Yeah.
Capone, connection, but you've made that connection.
Nobody to this day still knows where these passageways were, and this could have been one of them right here.
Definitely, definitely.
Well, that's why we're called Secrets from Beyond.
Unbelievable. Do you believe? Do you believe? We want you to like our Facebook page at WBBZ TV because we want you to join the conversation on whether you believe. I'm a believer. Karyn and Robert, this connection to Al Capone, it was something you disagreed on.
Well, I didn't think Al Capone hung out in Buffalo. So when she said, I just saw Al Capone pass by, I thought to myself, she must be mistaken. But after we left the taping that night, I did some research. I just put in the browser Al Capone in Buffalo, and it seems that he was right down in that area many times, and he had prostitutes, liquor for Prohibition era, gambling, and he was doing a lot of that. He was in those exact tunnels that are all over there under Club Marchella and that whole area. It was one of his haunts. And I guess it still is.
Haunt, no pun intended, but I know I was under the impression, too, that Al Capone was actually a Chicago boy, so that had to be for some interesting times, I would imagine, back in that day and age. But I did see him.
There's some other interesting things about there. Apparently, where we were underneath, above, there was an old bowling alley, and we saw policemen and things underneath, and it was quite interesting.
And actually, we could hear the sounds of pins going on, bowling pins, and we saw a priest and so on and so forth. But Al Capone definitely stood out.
Amazing. More from Karyn and Robert when Secrets from Beyond continues. Secrets from Beyond, featuring Master Hypnotist Robert Saviola. If you would like to reach Robert, you can find him at Buffalo Hypnosis, 2949 Elmwood Avenue at the Elmwood Medical Center, Kenmore, New York, 14217. The number 874-9050 and online at buffalohypnosis.com. And to reach psychic medium Karyn Reece, you can find her office at Snyder Point, 4446 Main Street, Snyder, New York. Call 632-5669 and online at KarynReece.com. It's been an amazing hour, but we're not done yet. What is your name and where are you from? A paranormal experience.
I'm Barbara from Amherst.
Barbara, what was your experience?
I suffer every now and again from panic attacks, and when I have one, I go into the spare bedroom so I don't bother my husband with my being awake all night with my heart pounding out of my chest. It was probably about 4 o'clock in the morning. I was in and out of dream state, and I could still feel my heart pounding, and all of a sudden, I felt my husband lay across the top of me, grab my hand, and as soon as he did, the panic attack disappeared, and I opened my eyes, and there was nobody there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was him, I think, coming from when he was sleeping.
You definitely had a visitor at night, and that's just to give you peace of mind. So without a doubt, your first thought, you were right on the money on that one.
But we also travel with each other. Even though we're sleeping, we can still interact with each other through our souls. And about those panic attacks, you really should come see us about that. We can help you.
Okay. I have a question, though. If it was from someone who crossed over, do they have a sense of decorum because they wasn't wearing pajamas?
Oh, no. But they do have a sense of a lot of fun.
Okay.
Were they laughing at all?
I heard nothing.
Heavy breathing?
No.
Okay, we're all set.
Okay, Barbara, thank you very much. Be careful. Shade your eyes from what you see. What is your name and where are you from?
Crystal, and I'm from Depew.
What was your experience, Crystal?
After we sold my house in the city, we moved in with my in-laws in Akron. And one night when they had all gone to bed, I realized that I had left something out into the kitchen. And I walked down the hallway in the dark so as not to wake the kids. And when I got into the living room, there was somebody sitting in the chair. And I knew that it had been my aunt, my in-laws. They had left the house a long time ago. And I walked past her, didn't even recognize that she shouldn't be there. And I got to the kitchen and I turned on the light and I turned back and she was gone.
Next time, ask her, why don't you do the dishes when you come by? But yes, you did have family there, so.
Oh, that's good.
Just checking in and letting you know that they love you.
That's good, because my in-laws didn't believe me.
It's kind of comforting to know that they still come to visit.
Yes, she just was hanging out in the living room like she was supposed to be there.
And they did that. Exactly.
All right, thank you very much. All right, we have very little time left, so we'll just quickly get through our next two folks. What's your name? Where are you from? What was your experience?
From Lancaster.
Tell us your experience.
Occasionally in the middle of the night when I get up, I'll sit at the end of the bed, and there's appears to be shadows, like shadow people. 3 or 4 of them, and I recognize them.
Nothing to worry about. That's not that uncommon. Typically at night, you're more relaxed, so you're more aware. Your psychic senses are more higher, so you can pick them up. Nothing to be frightened about. You would know that.
Are you frightened? Because I see you're a little bit nervous right now. Are you frightened by that experience?
I am. But it's happened frequently.
Enjoy it.
And they will go quickly.
Enjoy it. You're really lucky that they're coming to say hi and visit and make sure you're okay.
They're not coming to take you either, so don't worry about that. You're safe.
All right, no, thank you. All right, one more person. Come on up. What is your name and where are you from?
Christina from Niagara Falls.
Christina, don't be nervous. What was your experience?
I was actually going to bed and I had a terrible day that day. And as I was dreaming, I had a dream about my grandma, and she came to me, and when she was actually yelling at me like she used to. And when she was done yelling at me, I literally felt her go through me. And I woke up and I was freezing cold. My nose was freezing cold, and all I could do was smell her. And I went to turn on the bedroom light and it wouldn't go on.
Well, what you did initially is you went out of body into another dimension and you met up with your grandmother. Then when you were coming back in, your grandmother had gone through your body, and she was there just to give you some reassurance and keep you on track. So it's her way of letting you know that she loves you. So it's a good experience.
Thank you.
It's amazing sometimes when they come to you and you're at night. I happened recently with a cousin that passed, and he came to me at night and while I was sleeping in one of my dreams, and I said, "What are you doing here? You're dead." He says, "We're all dead. You're the only one live that's here." And it was really interesting. It was quite fascinating, and you get hit with this all the time.
I do, and then some.
Well, Master Hypnotist Robert Saviola, Psychic Medium Karyn Reece, right here on the premiere episode of Secrets from Beyond. Thank you very much for sharing your experiences with us, for talking to our studio audience, and talking for those who are in the room that maybe we can't see here at the WBBZ TV studio. If you would like to join us for the next taping of Secrets from Beyond, it's going to be Monday, February 11th at 7 p.m. right here in our studios at the Eastern Hills Mall right next to Macy's. There's going to be information on our website at WBBZ.TV. Secrets from Beyond. We want to thank Karyn Reece and Robert Saviola, and thank you to our wonderful studio audience for joining us right here, and thank you, Western New York, for watching.